You know what is funny about anime fans, especially Windbreaker fans? A lot of y'all looked at Haruka Sakura walking around with that "don't touch me, don't talk to me, I'm one bad day away from punching the weather" energy and thought, yeah, that is literally me. Meanwhile, Suo is over there smiling like a polite psychopath, and some of y'all are still out here mistaking emotional constipation for masculinity. This is Michael Yearby, your mindset strategist, and you're locked in with From Anime to Action, the podcast where we watch the scenes, learn the lessons, and execute. Let's be honest. A lot of people do not want confidence. They want the appearance of confidence. They want the look, the posture, the stare, the walk, the voice, the aura. They want to feel untouchable because deep down they are terrified of being seen as weak. So today we are going to talk about something most men need to hear and almost nobody wants to admit. Real confidence is not swagger. Real confidence is service. And if you stay with me, Sakura from Windbreaker is going to help us rip the mask off that fake tough guy act and build something way more dangerous than a loud personality. He is going to help us build a useful one. I know this topic because I have lived this topic. I have had seasons where I walked into a room looking solid on the outside, chest up, face calm, voice steady, whole vibe saying, I'm good. But internally, it took one awkward silence, one financial hit, one rejection, one text message that felt off, one day where I was not getting the response I wanted, and suddenly my confidence looked like cheap drywall in a hurricane. That kind of fake toughness is exhausting. It is expensive. It makes your relationships weird. It makes your pride loud. It makes your patience weak. And the crazy part is, from the outside, people think you are strong, but deep down, you know the truth. You are not stable. You are just trying hard not to look shaky. That is why Sakura hits so hard as a character, not because he can fight. Anime is full of strong people. That part is normal. What makes him hit is why he fights in the beginning. He thinks strength is the only thing that gives him value. He thinks being powerful is the only way to avoid being looked down on. He thinks if he can just become the toughest guy in the room, then nobody can touch the wound underneath. That is why his journey matters. Sakura comes into Bofurin expecting the whole place to be built on dominance, pride, and proving who is strongest. He shows up ready to climb over everybody because winning is the only language he really trusts. That is how a lot of insecure people move in real life too. They think the goal is to rise above people, not stand with them. They think the goal is to be feared, not trusted. They think the goal is to never need anybody because needing people feels too close to weakness. Then Windbreaker flips the whole thing. Bofurin is not just full of fighters. It is full of protectors. Bofurin does not fight to posture. Bofurin fights to serve. They use force to guard the town, shield people, and carry responsibility. That completely changes the meaning of strength. And that is what starts messing with Sakura, because now he is surrounded by people who are strong without being obsessed with image. They do not need to make speeches about being alpha. They do not need to stare everybody down like they are auditioning for a masculinity commercial. They are useful. They are dependable. They are trusted. That is why they matter. Umemiya especially exposes the whole lie. He is strong enough to dominate, but his strength feels different. There is no frantic need to prove himself, no desperate theater, no fake mystique. He has weight because he carries people. He protects, he connects, he serves. That kind of strength lands deeper than swagger ever could. Now let's pull this out of anime and drag it straight into real life. A lot of men are not actually confident. They are armored. That is the difference. Confidence is calm. Armor is loud. Confidence can laugh at itself. Armor thinks every joke is disrespect. Confidence can ask for help. Armor thinks asking is weakness. Confidence can learn. Armor is too busy defending its image to grow. And a lot of that armor gets built for reasons that make sense. Some of y'all got embarrassed when you were honest, ignored when you were soft, compared when you were trying, rejected when you were awkward, punished when you were vulnerable. So now your mind tells you that if you are not impressive, intimidating, desirable, successful, unreadable, and hard to access, then you are losing. That is why some people flex when they are broke, dominate conversations when they are uncertain, act above women because they are scared of rejection, act above men because they are scared of comparison, act cold because warmth feels risky, act detached because disappointment hurts their ego, act like they do not care because caring too much already embarrassed them once. That is not confidence, that is survival clothing. And the hard truth is this: a man who only knows how to look strong will crumble the second life asks him to be useful. That is why Sakura's shift matters so much. He starts learning that fighting for ego feels empty. Fighting for others changes him. He starts discovering that contribution gives strength a soul. Protection gives force a purpose. Responsibility gives confidence roots. This is the emotional pivot most people miss. Sakura does not become powerful by becoming softer in a fake, watered-down way. He becomes powerful by becoming less empty. His intensity stays. His fire stays. His edge stays. But his motives get cleaner. He stops treating strength like a mirror and starts treating it like a tool. That is a huge shift, because when strength is just a mirror, all you ever do is check yourself in it. How do I look? How do I rank? Did they respect me? Did I impress them? Did I win? Did I look weak? Did I lose status? That is a miserable way to live. But when strength becomes a tool, the questions change. Who did I protect? What did I solve? How did I help? What did I carry? What burden did I make lighter for somebody else? Where did I stand when it mattered? That is when confidence stops being a costume and starts becoming character. So let me give you a practical framework you can actually use. First, stop asking how you look and start asking who you helped. Fake confidence is obsessed with appearance. Real confidence tracks contribution. Did you handle your responsibilities? Did you make life easier for your people? Did you speak up for somebody who needed it? Did you fix something that needed fixing? Did you protect peace in your home, your team, your relationships, your circle? Because the fastest way to stop overthinking yourself is to become useful outside yourself. Second, let your body do hard things for the right reason. A lot of people do difficult things just to feel superior. That is still ego. Train so you can regulate pressure. Work so you can create options. Learn so you can solve problems. Build discipline so your future self is not always cleaning up after your present emotions. Heal so you do not keep bleeding on people who did not cut you. Do hard things so you can become dependable, not just impressive. Third, build your identity through responsibility, not image. Image is fragile. Responsibility is stabilizing. When you become the person who shows up, follows through, tells the truth, keeps your word, and handles weight, your nervous system starts trusting you. That is what most insecure people actually want. They do not just want compliments, they want self-trust. They want the quiet feeling that says, whatever happens, I know I will not abandon myself. Swagger gets you attention. Service gets you weight. And weight is what makes people trust you when life gets serious. Let me say something real, because this part matters. Sometimes the bravado is grief. Sometimes the arrogance is fear. Sometimes the anger is embarrassment. Sometimes the whole I don't need anybody act is just a scar trying to sound powerful. I have seen that in myself too. There have been times where I was more committed to looking composed than actually being honest, more committed to sounding strong than becoming better, more committed to protecting my image than doing the uncomfortable work that would actually make me stable. Pride will do that to you. It will make you defend a version of yourself that is starving. And that is why this lesson is not just about anime. It is about loneliness. It is about money stress. It is about identity confusion. It is about the pressure to perform masculinity in public while privately feeling behind. It is about how many people are trying to look like the main character while secretly feeling like an extra in their own life. That is also why I care so much about making this kind of content, because anime is not just entertainment to me. It is translation. It is a way of taking emotion, pressure, discipline, pain, loyalty, purpose, and growth, then turning all of that into language you can use in real life. That is the same reason I created the Anime Mindset. It is for people who love these stories but need help turning what they feel into what they do. If you have ever watched an anime moment and felt your chest light up like your soul was trying to tell you something, that book is built for you. And if you need music that sounds like ambition with scars on it, go check out Rashad Oliver's music too. It carries that same anime-fused emotional energy. Not just noise, not just vibes, hunger, motion, identity. It feels like somebody trying to become who they were supposed to be. Now let's clear something up, because somebody always hears service and immediately thinks I am saying, be weak. Be soft, let people use you, let people walk over you, become some over-explaining people pleaser with no boundaries. No, service is not weakness. Service is not begging. Service is not performing kindness so people will validate you. Service is not tolerating disrespect. Service is not making yourself small so other people feel comfortable. Bofurin is not soft. They are useful and dangerous. That is the balance. You do not need less edge. You need cleaner motives. You do not need to become harmless. You need to become trustworthy. There is a difference. The goal is not to become the nicest guy in the room. The goal is to become the guy people can lean on without regretting it. The goal is not to look harmless. The goal is to become grounded. The goal is not less power. The goal is power with purpose. So here is the shift. If you have been acting tough but feeling shaky, stop building your identity around being impressive. Build it around being useful. Stop treating strength like a mirror and start treating it like a tool. Protect somebody, carry something, solve something, serve somewhere. Keep your word, tell the truth. Do hard things for the right reason. Repeat that long enough and your confidence stops being a mood. It stops being a costume. It stops being a speech. It becomes who you are. That is what Sakura starts learning. Not less fire, less emptiness. Not less strength, more meaning. Not more swagger, more service. So if this hit a nerve, do not just sit there feeling seen. Move. Take the main character energy score. It is fast, it is direct, and it will help you see how urgent your real life pattern actually is. Sometimes what people need most is not more inspiration. It is an honest mirror. That assessment can be that mirror. Then after that, go watch the next video, One Piece. Your crew can save your life. Because once you stop performing strength, the next question becomes obvious. Who are you building with? Who is around you? Who sharpens you? Who drains you? Who helps you become the version of yourself that can actually carry weight? And remember this before you leave. The man you want to become is hiding behind the work you keep calling beneath you.